G'day guys, welcome to GJBricks. Now today I'm going to do something I've been umming and ahhing about doing, and it's a rumour video. I've never done one of these before, but as you guys know I love Lego trains, and there is a rumour going around and a couple of images surfaced this week about set number 10277. Now we knew there was another creator expert set coming this year, and the rumour was it was going to be a train. And the images have come up, seem to align with that quite well. And I just wanted to have a sort of talk through why this might be a proper image, why this might be the true image, and why I'm really excited about it. So I've actually written my notes for this one because there's quite a lot to get through to talk about on it. So I apologise if I'm looking down a lot. But as I say, this set's been rumoured for a while, and I think it kind of makes sense that it's going to be a train, because the last set of trains we had were back in 2018, and that was the 60197 passenger train, which you guys know I really enjoyed. I've got lots of them. And the 60198, the cargo train, which I also have and haven't done a review on yet. There was also the Hogwarts Express, which you know I'm a huge fan of and have modified and plan to modify some more. So, but that was the last set of trains we had. The last expert train before that was the Horizon Express back in 2013, would you believe? I can't believe it was that long ago, but that does explain why it's so insanely expensive on the seconds market. I've been looking for one and I can't justify the money for that train. It's not that big given how much it cost when it came out. It ain't worth the price people are asking for now. So it also seems to be something that's gaining in popularity again. People really are craving Lego trains. There's so much in the community, there's so many people looking for it, and the train sets do seem to sell out quite regularly, especially when they go on sale. So that suggests that the market is there. I'm looking at my local shops, they very rarely have any unless they're the shops that are selling at full price, and even then they're selling out. So this is good. So what's the rumour telling us? That it's possibly going to be a crocodile train. So what does a crocodile train look like? Here's an example of one. It's basically got the cab in the middle and then an engine at the front and the back, and it's one that you see in Europe quite a lot. I don't think you saw this one in the US or many other places, but it's a very European kind of train. Mike, Dr. McBrick, pointed this out to me last night, that there's been a lot of sort of US focused stuff recently, and this would make sense to be a bit more European possibly. I think he might be right on that one. So this is a design that's really popular in the community as well in terms of mocks and things like that. There are a ton of crocodile mocks out there. Go and just Google it and go for looking for Lego Crocodile Train mock. You'll find a ton of them. There's also a lot of designs out there you can buy. So sites like GJBricks also have a design for this that you can buy all the parts for, everything. There's one on Lego Ideas at the moment as well, which is a crocodile design, not quite as involved as the one that's been rumoured from Lego here. And then the Lego train book that I got for Christmas, I've shown you before, that also has a design for a crocodile train in it, which is rather cool. And I'll talk about some of the bits from that one in a second when I get to sort of talking about it. Now, this isn't the first time Lego has done a crocodile train. Believe it or not, there have been 3 before this. So the first one, I don't know what year this was, but it surfaced on GJBricks, and here's the image to it. But this never got released. It looks like a pretty cool train, but it never got released. And this was in the 9 or 12 volt. I can't remember. I think this was a 12 volt one. No, 9 volt. I can't remember. But anyway, it looked rather cool, but never got released for some reason. So that was strange. Then there was the Lego Crocodile Locomotive from set number 4551, which was back in 1991. Now, this one is very symbolic for me of the Lego trains of that era. I really like this sort of simple design, those nice bright colours, the big doors, it's just simple. Now, it's not the best proportion train. The body is way too big and the engines are way too small, but the reason that's done is probably to accommodate the fact that it had to use their motor in the bogie. So this one was driven from the track, so there's no battery box in it, which meant that you could save quite a lot of space by doing that, but it still needed to have the motors on there. So I think that was why that's done in that way. The next one was the Lego Hobby Train, set number 10183. 3 from 2007. Now this was under the Lego Factory brand, which anyone who doesn't know was sort of what was the precursor to what became the Creator Expert line. This is where that one of the most sort of loved and hated creator sets ever, which is the Marketplace set, actually was originally branded under. That was the first building Lego did in of that kind of style, where this sort of more involved design was under Lego Factory. So that's where that one was. Now the main build for this was a Swiss crocodile train, and it looked awesome, but the main premise of this set was you could build a ton of other sets off the back of it. If you haven't seen it, like, it's a great set, and again, it's one I would love to own, but it's insanely, I think it's even more insanely expensive than some of the other sort of train sets around. So again, not on my list of things I'm going to own anytime soon unless I win the lottery. So I like it, I like all the builds on this one, and that's a much better proportion train. As you can see, the body and the engines are much better proportion to the to each other, much more in line with the real crocodile train. But what about what we've seen in the rumours? Well, here is a picture of the rumoured box for it, and as you can see, there's the haunted house over my shoulder, the new 18 plus design. Actually, there's the Mandalorian armours behind there as well, which is also in the black box 18 plus design that Lego's going for. So it looks right in that respect, which suggests someone, you know, someone has done a mock of this very quickly, or it's actually right. And the level of detail on this is great. Stunning design from Lego here. This really is like top notch in my books. It looks fantastic. If this is the set, I'm going to be there on day one to buy 2 or 3 of them, because I'm not going to miss out on it. I just want to make sure. It's got so much crammed into it, but there's actually a better shot, which is this one. Now this actually shows the set open up with minifigures and what's included in it. This suggests a few more things to me that make me think it's real. First of all, it's 7 studs wide. Now look at the design on that. You say 7 studs, what? Usually Lego trains are 6 studs. Now, looking at this image, it looks 7 studs to me, which in the mock community is a common size. The reason you use 7 is because it lets you get a bit more detail in there without adding too much more weight to the train. The 8 stud wide trains tend to be a lot heavier and require more power to actually move them. So 7 studs would make sense to actually be a bit faster. And to be honest, I've found that building in odd sizes actually tends to make things look a bit more realistic. So that's what I think. Now looking at the ladders and things, that actually pushes it out to 8 wide, but it still fits within the space. So I think that's true. Got these beautiful big wheels on it. It looks more proportioned to a real crocodile train. Looking at this profile here with those big wheels, just the scale of it all looks right, and the level of detail packed in, especially, I mean, just look at that roof with the pylons on top and that power cable sitting in there. It just looks, ugh. I really am hoping this is true, and if it's not, and if this is someone's mock, I really hope they release the instructions for it, because it's fantastic. There's also the plaque in the corner, which seems to align with the UCS line of sets, so it actually tells you the details of this train, what it is, what model it is, what year it was manufactured, tonnage, things like that. So the stuff you get from the Star Wars sets. I like to see that. That's really cool. I'm fairly certain, though, looking at it as well, it could be motorized quite well, looking at how it's done, and I'm guessing this would be powered up, not power functions, so that would be enough room in there to get a motor in one end and a battery box in the other, or perhaps battery box in the middle and motor on each end, possibly. That's probably more likely. Lego seems to be, especially based on this one, based on that, looking at using more of the kind of 2 motor functions. Now the question is, will they use train motors? Possible, but if you look at things like the Emerald Knight train as opposed to the Horizon Express, the Emerald Knight actually used proper motors, which was rigged up through Technic gears to make it run. Again, a very common practice in the Lego mock community. The reason being, it lets you get a bit more power down to the wheels, you got a bit more control, the gearing's better, all of those things. So I think that might be the case. That's what you'd see, is a couple of medium motors in there, probably not extra large. I would think medium motors, but I could be wrong. Just my own thoughts on that one. But It's a big train though. Compared to a city train, it looks to be about probably 50% longer than a city train, I would guess, looking at that image. Maybe not quite that long, but it's a big train. So it's going to dwarf other ones. So again, that suggests they've gone that scale up to get this sort of the quality in there. I think this is real. I personally do. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. Could you think this could be real or not? I would really like to hear your thoughts on this. You as excited as I am. You can tell I'm like a kid in a candy store here. I'm chewing at the bit to get my hands on this if it is real. The rumour for this is July. Fingers crossed. So July would be the release date for this, apparently, according to the rumours I've seen. But yeah, what would you like to see? Is this what you think, or do you think it could be something a bit more different, like a more another Emerald Knight kind of classic train, but done to this sort of more community mock focus of the 7-8 stud wide, more realistic look? This definitely to me looks like the 7 studs for realism. I think this is what they've done, and I think seeing Lego adopt what the mock community's done is not the first time we've seen them do this, and I think it will benefit from it if it is true. And what about like the rumours of Lego train lines? I keep bringing it up. I think they might be true as well. I think there might be a Lego train line coming back. If this is successful, a Lego train line like the one we had back in the 80s, probably not as many sets as that, but a few good sets, like a crossing set, a couple of add-on carriages, things like that, would fit with this as well. So maybe that would be a line. Then we'd have Lego Creator Expert carriages, wagons, whatever. Anyway, I'm waffling now. I'm excited. If you're new here, make sure you hit subscribe. I post regularly, and I'll say thank you for watching. Here's a couple more videos, a couple more train videos of mine you might enjoy, and I will see you again very soon.